Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the February scrawlr box challenge that was Behind the Reef. So a quick reminder of the supplies that we had. We've got the aqua pad, we've got the palette from the Derwent palette of pastel shade, not classed as watercolour but gouache style. With that came Derwent water brush that obviously fits in here as a travel size. You've got the cap, got the jelly roll pen as well. That was the artwork. Scrawlr challenge Between the Reef and the scrawlr Z. Okay, so I'll put these to the side. We'll go back to the challenge, which is Between the Reef. So I have an idea, looking at jellyfish with these colours and maybe some coral in there as well. We'll see how we get on. I've got my tablet here, which is going to have some images just to look at, but I'm not copying anything. I'm just kind of, it's as a guide. Before we start, I have already swatched the colours onto the paper just to get an idea of what it was like. Really actually impressed with the colours. Thought they were really nice, really smooth and easy to change the pigmentation of. I also looked at how they laid over each other. Really impressed again. Lay over quite nicely. Only downside, I've seen it from other people, jelly roll pen does not work. What you can see that works is my Uniball Signo white pen. And even that's not the best, but with time that does come out. So let's get started. I've also got to use, because I want to sketch a bit first, I've got a Faber-Castell F pencil and two jars of water. Because although I'm going to be using the water pen, I like to rinse it off in the water before moving on to the next colour. I know that most people are like, oh, water pen, there's no point. But for me, it stops the contamination. If I was out, obviously, using a palette, wouldn't have the water. But I do have it, so I'm going to stick with it. I've also got some paintbrushes nearby, but I'm not planning to use them. So let's get started. Let's get some images up. So jellyfish is going to be the main part. I'm going to go with a portrait view. I've done jellyfish before. I like drawing jellyfish. They're just so... they're more complex than you realise. But I'm going to try and keep it quite simple, because I've not actually ever painted a jellyfish. But I think the one thing that gets is the tentacles that come off of it, because they're in like there's two different kind of types. So you've got the long thin ones, but you've also got like these thicker strands that kind of more like a ribbon. So I'm going to sketch some rough ones on there. The reason I use the F pencil is because it is a fine pencil, so you can do it really loosely and it won't show up so much. I've also got some kind of water soluble sketching pencils, but with these colours I think they would be too harsh, maybe. See, I'm more comfortable with like paints, watercolour paints and things, than I was with the last box, which was paint pens. But we shall see how we go, because you never know, I could go completely wrong. And it is literally a very little sketch, because I don't want too much pencil showing through, if any. Okay. Water pen. Normally I would fill this up with warm water, because I find it the best way to activate paints. What colour shall we go for? Let me have a quick look back. So I like the orchid pink. I think as a start, and maybe use the lavender and the pink flamingo, and then possibly these colours. I'm probably going to stay away from these unless I get onto the coral. Okay, so orchid pink, just a little, and see you've got the pigment nicely on the water brush. The thing with water brushes, you can add more water quite easily onto the paper. But I don't feel like I need to do it at the moment. Whereas like now I might, yeah, there we go. It's just like a wash, but not too much water. Because that's the thing with water brushes, you can control how much water a lot easier. So when you're doing a wash, you don't necessarily put as much water down, or I don't anyway. But see, that's a nice colour. It's not too opaque. It's quite translucent, which with doing a jellyfish is perfect because they are, you know, kind of translucent rather than opaque. And this is kind of one of the first ribbons. So the colour will be stronger in the ribbons. But I don't want it to look like it's coming right out of there. It's got to look like it's coming out from underneath. So I'll smooth that around a bit. And I can already see we have cat hair on the paper. That is the one problem with working with 2 black cats in the house, and also a dog, so some form of animal hair tends to end up in places you don't want it. Just trying to get rid of some of that. Well, some of it's my line work as well. Alright. So all the basic lines are just going to be this orchid pink, which I actually really like. I'm not normally one for pinks, but so you've got like the ribbon, some smoother ribbons, put a bit more pigment into these. I'm not putting too much water down. I don't want it to spread too much. And I'm not dipping my pen in the water at the moment because I'm not cleaning it. That's too much paint. Alright, build up some of the colour here. It's going to be darker. The only problem with just having one water brush is the size. I don't find it as easy to adjust my strokes. I think because my hands aren't perfect in the way they work. Let's have a go at some thinner ones. That's actually working quite well. So I take it back, I can't do thinner ones. I want to make this a bit more outward. A bit more water into the pigment. Pick up a bit more, bring it over. Let's darken this ribbon a bit more. Right, so that's your basic jellyfish, right? Changing colour, so I'm going to wipe it off the brush. It comes off so easily. Right, so I think I'm going to try and put some darker bits in with the lavender. I'm going to start on the top because that is nearly dry, so with jellyfish, you kind of have these lines coming down into the body. I mean, obviously you can mix the paints as well, because you've got like a palette there for mixing. But today I'm not going to kind of go there. Start. I'll kind of smooth it out, bring it, lighten it going in. Try and keep any kind of severe lines gone. Some deeper pigment around the base. I want to kind of try and make my pencil lines disappear a bit. So they're showing more than I would like. Let's see if we can add some purple lavender into the orchid pink ribbon. But obviously I'm not taking as long on this as I might usually do. Also, I'd probably work on an A4 piece rather than A5. Get some extra length on these tentacles. A lot of people have kind of done like a sea background with the blue. I might go there. I'm not 100% sure. And obviously you get tentacles crossing across others. And as it's drying, you can kind of do that, because the pigment is stronger. And it doesn't always lift, as long as you've not got too much liquid on there. I like the two colours together as well. It's knowing when to stop though with a jellyfish, because there's no set rules for number of tentacles. Now I don't think I'm going to get coral on here, so I think I might just try and do some blue around the edges. I'm going to wipe my brush again. Doesn't hurt to do it. See what the cornflower blue does. I might do it kind of with a gradient of turquoise, possibly, because it seems that's quite dark for a ocean colour, a reef colour. I will try and use the jelly roll, and we've got to wait for it to dry out a little bit. but I will show you the problem with it. Keep going around the edges. A bit. Clean it. Get a bit of turquoise on there. It's quite nice. You don't always have to mix your colours in the palette. Mix them on the paper. Which is quite often what I do. Right. Oh, let's see if we can put some coral in around the bottom. So I'm actually going with the pink flamingo rather than the coral pink. Just to put some edge to it. I mean, it is Between the Reef, so probably it should have coral. And although I've got my tablet there with the images on, don't think I've actually used it. So much so that it's turned itself off. And that doesn't look too bad actually. Might add some more detail. Let's see what the coral pink does. I put some coral pink detail around the edges. I like that. Kind of drawing it out from the flamingo pink. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think my jellyfish could be better, but we might see what we can do. I'm thinking I might use the silver blue among those tentacles. Hey, we were experimenting, so there's no right or wrong. I mean, sometimes I wonder about the names of colours. Who comes up with them all? How do you call that coral pink and not orangey? Who knows? Lastly, a little bit of the mint just into the sea. Right, okay, so that is the painting done. If I keep going, I can overwork it. Might have already done that, not 100% sure. So, move the palette out of the way. That's what we've got so far. So, jelly roll time. It's not 100% dry, but don't think it's really going to make a lot of difference. it just does not show up. Even when it dries, you cannot see it at all. I'll post the final finished item on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll be able to see that this is not doing a thing. So I'm not even going to touch my Uniball. Just going to leave it with that. So that is my scrawlr challenge, February 22, Between the Reef. Got some coral in there, got a nice jellyfish, bit of sea. Paper, lovely. Paints, lovely. Jelly roll, waste of time. But might find a use for it somewhere else, we'll see. Also, definitely check out the scrawlr's featured artist, Katie Butte, or Katie Smith, who's Katie Butte Art on Instagram. She is so lovely. Love her artwork. Been on Instagram, looked at other pieces, all lovely. How she used the jelly roll for these bits, I don't know. Might be worth asking her. But yeah, there you go. That is scrawlr box challenge for February 22. Done. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Lockdown Art and Beyond. Same on Facebook. I am going to try and get some things up on Etsy soon. The links are on Instagram and Facebook as well. Put them in the description when it comes up. Like, subscribe. I'd be very grateful. I'm very new to this, I'm aware. And yeah, that's it until next time. And I'm hoping the next video will be the unboxing of Artful March box, which I'm really looking forward to because I have already kind of looked at the supplies that come in there. Mainly because sometimes I'll swap it for something else if I feel like I'm not going to use it. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.